Hello YouTube, this is We All Juggle Knives. Now, I've done this video like 3 times because I keep looking at the viewfinder over there instead of directly into the camera, and it just looks really freaking stupid when you're looking to the side of where your audience is. Okay, so 3rd time's a charm. I'm looking at the audience into the freaking camera. Now this video, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm dressed like this, this video is going to be about exercise. And here it's still very, like, spring has arrived, but it's still extremely cold in the morning, which is when I work out. And this is pretty much what I wear. I wear a hat and some kind of long sleeve sweatshirt when I work out, okay? So this is just to get us all in the mood of the topic. Now this video is going to be under like prepping, you know, I'll make like a prepping playlist. I have a much wider definition of what prepping is than some people. I consider exercise to fit into prepping because, like, the better shape you're in, the more prepared you are for anything, okay? And I am going to start doing more prepping type videos because prepping is basically a huge trend now. And, you know, it's my job to make videos that the majority of people want to see. So being that it's a massive trend, why not? Alright, so this video, specifically, it's going to be observations that I've had in the last month, because since winter has ended, I've been bicycling, alright, for exercise for about the last month, okay? I couldn't bike before then because there was just too much snow and ice and dangerous conditions out on the road, okay? But for the last month, I have been biking. I've biked pretty much every day, except for one day where basically the rain and icy rain was just too heavy and it would not have been safe to do so. Okay, but this video is going to be observations that I've had while starting this exercise program. Alright, and maybe these will help you, maybe they won't. But this is going to be a long video because if you're interested in this topic, you won't mind that it's long, and I don't feel like breaking this up into a bazillion little videos because that would be stupid, okay? So first observation tip is this. Keep a journal or an exercise journal or diary. Mark down every day that you exercise and anything that you think of note. If you're like really concerned about your weight, you can write down your weight every few days just to see what you're doing. Me personally, I write down, once in a while I write down how long it takes me to complete the little bike route that I do. I do the same route every day. When I first started, it took me 47 minutes. Now it takes me about 33 minutes to do the same course. Okay, so I know, you know, concretely, I know that I've gotten a lot faster and stronger at biking within the last 4 weeks because I've been writing it all down. Also, if you keep an exercise diary, it's going to keep you honest and help you stick to whatever you're doing, because if you miss a day, you're going to have to write down in your journal, I was a lazy ass and I missed a day because I suck, and you're going to not want to do that, okay? So it's going to motivate you, it's going to keep you honest, it's going to make it less likely that you're going to skip without a good reason because it's going to be right there in black and white for all eternity. Alright, next thing, some people are obsessed with diet. Especially women today, they'll obsess about diet. Look, dieting without exercise is pointless. Like, yes, if you starve yourself, you will weigh less eventually, but you're going to lose muscle, you're going to lose bone, you're going to lose brain, and you're also just going to be tired and exhausted. I mean, you're going to, you know, people like that, they end up sleeping 20 hours a day. So obsessing about diet without exercise to me is completely pointless. And if you focus on exercise and do it right, you're not really going to have that much of an urge to like overeat. Like, yeah, you will be hungry after you work out, but it'll be a more healthy, good type of hunger. You're going to eat a little, but your metabolism will be so high that whatever you eat, it's kind of going to get burned up. And then 2 hours later, you're going to eat another little something, but that'll get burned up. Like, it'll keep on feeding on itself, okay? So if you're working out correctly, you're just going to have the urge for like a series of small meals. Most of those calories are going to be used to just keep your metabolism heightened. Okay, so you're not like, I've never done a good workout and then had the urge to really like overeat. I mean, you just don't feel like, when your metabolism is high, the last thing you feel like doing is eating some huge meal that's going to feel like a dead lead weight weighing you down and making you pass out. You're just not going to feel like doing that if you're exercising. So the exercise will almost modify your diet by itself. You still have to use common sense. You can't like eat like 10 chocolate cakes or anything. But like I said, you're not going to have the urge to eat that much. All right. As far as the time you exercise, you should definitely do it early in the morning, like first thing in the morning. That's what I think, because that way your metabolism is high for the whole rest of the day, and you're going to burn like way more calories even the rest of the day just from that than you even did during the actual exercise. All right, here's a big one. The idea of a structured, scheduled, organized program versus what you always hear people say, I'm not going to do a program, I'm just going to try to be more active and do a different thing every day. This bullshit never works. The only people that works for are people who are already in shape and who are young. If you're 20 years old, you're young, you're healthy, you have a big group of friends and you're, from school, so they're always doing a lot of activities. Well then, yeah, I mean, if you're already in shape and you're young and healthy and bursting with energy, then yeah, I could see, you don't have a program, but you do a different exercise activity every day kind of spontaneously. Okay, but for regular people, my average viewer is about 47 years of age, okay, 47 years old. So my average viewer is not like a 20-year-old, college athlete or anything. Also in America, pretty much like about 80% of the population is overweight. 60% are actually clinically obese, okay? So you're talking about the average American person. They're not in a shape where they could realistically count on being energetic enough to just spontaneously be more active every single day. It's just not going to work that way. All right, so I definitely believe more in a structured, scheduled, organized program. All right, next thing is knowing the difference between exercises that get you in shape and exercises that are meant for people who are already in shape. Okay, let me give you some examples. Yoga is meant for people who are already in shape, because you can't do 9 out of 10 yoga moves without already being in pretty good shape. All right. Jogging and running are for people who are already in shape, because if you're above a certain weight and you're trying to jog, you're not going to be able to jog any faster than a fast walk. The only difference is the jogging, because of the bouncing and the impacts, is a lot tougher on your knees and your ankles and your feet. Okay, so unless you're really naturally skinny with really long legs, like most people that are starting a program, probably shouldn't be jogging or running. All right, next example, sparring. Like, for example, kickboxing, boxing, karate, any type of where you're fighting in rounds, or even just shadow boxing type stuff. Okay, that stuff is for people who are already in shape, okay? Because if you've ever done like full contact fighting of any type, or even maybe not full contact, but I guess if you're a beginner, you're not like trying to kill each other, but still, whatever. It's based on full contact. I've done full contact sparring in different classes when I was younger, and I can tell you that stuff is not meant for someone trying to get into shape, because within 30 seconds of bobbing and weaving, in boxing, kickboxing, you're bobbing and weaving, okay? You never just stand there. You're jabbing, shuffling, shuffle steps, bobbing, weaving, ducking, doing combinations. Within about 30 seconds, if you're not in shape, you're going to just be reduced to gasping for air. Okay, so if you think you're going to box your way to fitness, now that's a lot better if you're already in shape. So yeah, it's good to know which exercises are for people already in shape, and which will get you in shape. Next issue would be skipping days. I don't believe in skipping days. Some people in their program, they'll have some official days where they'll schedule an off day or a rest day or a cheat day, whatever they call it. I don't believe in those because you're going to have enough of those already with minor injuries or getting sick, or you have a family emergency, you have a work emergency. So every month you're probably going to have to skip 3 or 4 days unexpectedly, or like weather conditions might take you out. So you're going to have 3 or 4 unexpected days that you have to skip anyway. So if you add skip days on top of that, like planned ones, you're just going to have too many holes in your program, okay? I never skip a day. Right, so that if I am forced to, let's say I get the flu or get a fever or something and I can't work out for a day or two, it's no big deal because I never ever skip any other days unless I'm forced. So even being forced to skip by unexpected circumstances like 3 or 4 times per month, that's not really going to make a dent in my program because I don't skip days otherwise. So yeah, basically I don't believe in skip days. The last thing, this is going to be kind of abstract. It's how you think about things. But this last tip, you got to be clear in your own mind what system of your body you're primarily trying to address at that time. All right. For example, with biking and a lot of other exercises, you're going to have to get your cardiovascular ability increased before you worry about all the other stuff like getting big muscles or losing weight. You're going to have to get your cardio ability up first because that's like the engine, and without good lungs, the size of your muscles will not really matter, okay? For something like biking and probably a lot of other fitness things, for the first couple weeks, you really should just concentrate on your breathing, specifically trying not to huff and puff and pant. Try to keep controlled breathing for as long as possible, and then only start huffing and puffing through your mouth when you absolutely can't help it. And slowly try to increase the amount of time in your workout where you're just breathing through your nose rather than like gasping. Okay, so that is way more important than how big your muscles are in the beginning. Another often neglected system is the connective tissues, meaning your tendons, ligaments, and cartilage, and cartilage is in your joints too. That's not a connective tissue, but whatever. Your joints, tendons, ligaments, cartilage. Tendons and ligaments can thicken, okay, and they can thicken relatively quickly. So I know with weightlifting, the first 2 weeks back on a weightlifting program, it's pointless to obsess about the amount of weight and the muscle growth because you got to get your grip strong enough, you got to get your wrist strong enough, your tendons and ligaments. Before you even think about your muscles, you got to make sure your grip is strong enough and that all your joints are nice and tight, and ligaments are nice and, ligaments and tendons are thick enough to even bear the amount of weight that you would need. Okay, so yeah, for the first couple weeks of almost any program, it's really more about your lungs and about your tendons and ligaments, and occasionally like strengthening the muscles around a joint. You shouldn't even think about actually making your muscles bigger until your lungs and tendons and ligaments are all squared away. And then you work on the muscles, and then after that, only then would you think of actually trying to lose a certain amount of weight. I can tell you, if you get all that stuff in line, then losing weight will be ridiculously easy, and you probably will have already lost a bunch before you even start obsessing about it. But some people obsess about the weight from day one. It's like, you're getting way ahead of yourself. You need cardio, joints, tendons, ligaments, and then muscle shape, endurance, and density. And only when those three things are in line are you really at a point where you can rev up your exercise to then whatever weight goal you have. All right, well, my camera battery is about to die, so that's going to have to be it. Like I said, maybe some of these observations will help you, inspire you, or just get you thinking about your own exercise program. This has been We All Juggle Knives. Look at the camera again. We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.